All right. Hello, everyone. Peace and blessings. Shalom. Shalom. I pray that the Most High grants you all favor. So it's been a while. Y'all, I actually tried to record this video Monday. I did record it. Today is Thursday. And I attempted to upload that video Monday night, which was May 23rd of 2024. The video wouldn't upload. So I deleted it and re-uploaded it. And I got the same message saying that it failed to upload. And I'm like, I've never had that issue before. So I didn't know what was going on, right? So it's okay. Sorry, y'all. We got my 2-year-old said he's hurt and he needs a hug. Come get a hug. This is life, right? Yeah, he looks a little rough. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna give him his hug because he needs it. Okay, go back in there. All right, so as I was saying, I was not able to get that video uploaded, and I couldn't help but think about the scripture in 2 Corinthians 4:6, where it says, "Let there be light in darkness." I'm literally trying to expose the darkness, shining a light on it, and I've never gotten this pushback before. So, but greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, right? So let's go back to the last video that I made. I did a video January 30th of 2023, and it was titled, "Who Do You Serve?" Right? And that was basically taken from the scripture Joshua 24:15. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. And in that video, you know, I was just talking about how we need to be bold and sure about who we serve, the God that we serve. And wow, I had no idea what was waiting for me after I posted that video. I mean, within weeks or maybe a month or so. So shortly after I made that video, I did begin to have some questions, and I ran across a video about the true name of God, right? True name of the Most High, Yahuwah. And little did I know that was actually the beginning of the trap that I fell into. So quickly, just a background on me as far as my belief in my faith. And I am looking at my notes when you see me looking down. That's why, because I don't want to get off topic. I grew up in Christian church, in a Christian household. We grew up Baptist, and I had a very strong foundation. My church was great. Many of you know that I had some trauma that happened to me as a child and as a teenager, and I do have stories about some of the things that I experienced on this channel as well. So you are able to go back and look at some of that info. But a lot of times, going through some of those things, it did leave me angry and confused and a bit upset about why and how, you know, this was allowed to happen to me. But through it all, you know, I still loved the Father. I still did what it took to be a believer, and, you know, was baptized and all that stuff. All right, so a little bit more details about, you know, my faith. Later on in life, as an adult, really about 6 or 7 years ago, I later embarked on a journey of Hebrew Israelite. And what that journey entailed, the journey, it was very good for me, very interesting. For one, I met my husband, the love of my life. He found me, and I'm so glad and so grateful for that. Anywho, that walk, it's a lot that goes along with that walk, and there's a lot to unpack when it comes to the scriptures. But like, one of the main things is the name of God. The spelling of his name in Hebrew is Yod Hey Wav Hey, and many pronounce it differently. They may say Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Ahaya, or some may just say Yah. The other big things in the Hebrew Israelite walk is the Sabbath, Saturday Sabbath, pagan holidays. Instead of keeping pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter, there's biblical feast days, and then clean and unclean foods, and of course the black people being the true Israelites of the Bible, right? So now here I am trying to learn this culture and trying to be the best wife and mother and serve the Most High properly, right? And I will say that my main focus really was the culture, and understanding the culture and what it looked like. And I had a lot of anger about being lied to, and there was just a lot, and I was trying to make sure that I was doing what it is I was supposed to do. Now, mind you, I said my main focus, and a lot of the different people that I know, their main focus was culture and learning the Hebrew paleo, or whatever. That was really the main focus. So I started losing track of the Messiah, Jesus, who some may know him as, or Yahusha. Now, one thing about me though, one thing that has always been about me is I love helping others. I love the Most High. I'm not a mean-spirited person at all. My heart is in everything that I do, and that was the way that I was raised. My mother was that way. My grandmother, both my grandmothers, my dad is like that. So that's just me. So back to what I said earlier. After I made that video in January of 23, I came across a video that said the name of the Most High, the Hebrew name that I had been calling on for the last 5 or 6 years, was wrong. That name was actually the name of a god, a Babylonian god. And my eyes were big. I was like, oh my gosh, there is no way I'm going to worship a Babylonian god. And I started looking at the origin of the Bible, and I'm not going to lie, there are incidents and stories in the Bible that I just don't agree with, like the rape of women and women taken from spoils of war, and like they have no say so. And I'm like, well, man, what kind of God is this? So the narrative was basically that the God of the Bible was a tyrant and he hated women, and I could see that. It struck a nerve with me because of my past traumas. Like I said, I do share some of that here on this channel, but I am a survivor of domestic violence and rape. And I really wanted to understand why a lot of those things happened to me. I also started looking at videos and websites that that said that Jesus, Yeshua, was really just a man, a very smart teacher that had gained enlightenment when he went to India and had learned from Buddhists. He had gained enlightenment, right? He wasn't the son of God. But again, at this point, I'm questioning God and all that anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, if he just a man, he don't matter, right? Whew. While looking at this stuff, I did voice my concerns to my husband. I did tell him, hey, I want to look at the name. I want to know what's going on. I talked to my sister Candace about it. So they were kind of aware, but not really. My sister Candace, she did discern a lot, and her husband as well. I love them. But I really didn't make it a big deal. And my husband had a lot of other things going on, and I was like, I don't want to worry him about this. I'm going to do the research myself. I'm going to dive deeper myself, because I was like, I want us to follow the right God. And my intentions was really to know the truth. Okay? So the enemy is so crafty, and you have to know your enemy, because he knows you. He knows how to get you caught up. He used my trauma as a gateway to deceive me. I was unknowingly entering New Age beliefs. I watched videos after videos on Gnosticism, Eastern mysticism, esoteric info, mind science, quantum physics, channels like Forbidden Knowledge, Fifth Kind TV, Gaia. I was deep, y'all. I was deep. And by this point, I was no longer reading the Bible either. I didn't see a point. I feel like those stories were taken from Sumerian and Mesopotamian stories like Gilgamesh and Atrahasis. Then it hit me. I really have not healed from my trauma because I have been in a false belief and a false narrative. So I really haven't healed. So then I started researching healing methods like somatic therapy, breath work, mindfulness, meditation, energy work, sound healing with frequency, past life regression, and all of that stuff. I now believe that the Bible was more about alien and ET contact. That the story of Adam and Eve was simply the serpent bringing intelligence to Eve so that she can raise her vibration and reach a higher state of consciousness. That ET or the Pleiadians had come back to help us remember what we had forgotten. I was really off. I was really off. And all the while, my husband was seeing a change in me. And I'm telling him, no, nothing has changed. I'm the same person, But that wasn't true. He was seeing what was going on. I believe that the Anunnaki were the ET. And I watched a lot of stories of people that had encounters with aliens. I even started to believe that the demonic encounter that I had, because I can see a lot of things spiritually, the demonic encounter that I had was really an alien trying to help me. I know, it's crazy. Like, I really can't believe I'm even saying this, that I even went that way, but whew. So by now, I have a meditation and breath work routine that I was doing in the morning. I made a point to go outside to get fresh air, which nothing is wrong with, but I had to go outside to get energy from the earth, from the trees, from the sun. And we all know that nature is beautiful. Sunlight is very important, and there's nothing wrong with grounding, putting your feet down, touching natural earth, right? But little did I know or realize that I was starting to replace the Creator with His creation. I was starting to believe and view God as the entire universe, that the universe, nature, and earth were divine. I was going, what I was trying to do, was trying to tell myself is that I don't call on the universe. I didn't say that out of my mouth, but my actions basically was that I believed that God was everywhere and everything. In Him we live, we move, and have our being. It was a scripture, right? So we are God. This tree is God. All of this, like, I started believing in that. I believed in peace, love, and light, right? When I meditated, I focused on love and peace. I wasn't meditating on scriptures, like the word says. I was emptying my mind of everything. And if any bad thoughts came up, I would simply not engage with them and allow them to just pass by like a cloud. But the scripture tells us to cast down imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the Most High. So by now, I am at a place where I feel like I'm doing a lot of affirmations, peaceful affirmations, speaking about love and things like that. So to me, I'm like, well, shoot, I'm doing very well, and not believing that there really was sin, because I felt like that was something they were trying to use to hold over us to be guilty. We have morals. Why do we need a Bible or say that God is telling us what we can and cannot do? We have morals, but I was deceived, because we do know that the Most High Yah breathed His breath in us, and we are a part of Him in that manner, because His Ruach, which means spirit in Hebrew, is within us. And so by that, we do what is right, because we are an image of Him. We are made in His image. So I started looking at, again, some different healing modalities in order to, to heal and really get past these traumatic events that I went through. And I'm like, my body is holding on to this information. I have this anxiety. I have to get over this. And the church wasn't helping me. If you all know the story of what happened with my stepdad, and there was a certain pastor, he wasn't my pastor, that came and counseled us but allowed my stepdad to stay in the home. So I was like, that didn't really help me, and I did go to counseling and things like that, but there were certain things within me. I still had trauma. I still had cracks within me, and those cracks allowed the enemy to seep in and use my trauma, like I said earlier, as a gateway. One of those cracks was unforgiveness. I thought I had forgiven everyone, but I didn't realize I really hadn't forgiven my mother all the way. And my mother, she's deceased. There's a story on the day that I lost her. That was a big gateway. So here I am trying to deal with these emotions, these different things, and I do some of these different modalities of healing. And I'm like, you know what? I love helping people. I want to help people heal. I'm going to go and get certified in one of these healing methods, and specifically helping people get to the root of their trauma, be it in their life, their grandmother's, mother, great-grandmother. I wanted to heal that lineage, whatever that generational curse or generational opening is. So I got the certification. And in this modality, I was told that it wasn't hypnosis or anything like that, because we're speaking, the people, they were still aware, but you were talking to their unconscious or subconscious mind, not their conscious mind. And during that time, because I had to sit under someone as well and get this practiced on me, and I was able to see some things that I probably wouldn't have never seen unless the Father wanted to reveal it to me. So spiritually, I'm going back, a generation, and seeing what happened to my grandmother and why things happened to her. And I was able to tell her and talk to her and heal her so that it could heal me. And these are generational curses that did follow down through the lineage that I dealt with, and I didn't know where it came from. But the way that I was going about to understand and to heal it was completely wrong. Why was it wrong? Because of the way that I was being opened to the spiritual realm. I started doing a lot of meditations, guided meditations that I would find online, and these guided meditations would help me to heal from those traumas. Some of these guided meditations would help me manifest some things, a lot of manifestation meditations, law of attraction, and all of that. I even did some guided meditation to meet my spirit guides and to see the, what do they call it? It's not the Book of Life. It is, I cannot think of the name of it right now, but I'll put it in the description, or I may just put it in the subtitle somewhere. But it's like a Book of Life, some sort of, and you can go back and see what happened, and you can see the future, supposedly. Yeah, I did this meditation one time, and I went into like some sort of trance, and I saw these people. Yeah, go tell brother, okay? Sorry, toddler life, mom life. Go tell brother.
Okay.
I went into a trance, and I saw people in this. I was in this place, in this venue. I don't know where I was, but I couldn't see their faces. I could just see the back of their heads. And when I came out of that meditation, I was like, wow. I'm thinking at this point, I'm really raising my consciousness. Like, my vibration is getting higher. Like, and again, like, to be in a higher vibration consciousness, like, you can't have unforgiveness. You can't have anger and stuff like that. It's really about, like, love and peace and all this stuff. Anyway, so some things started happening to me. My attitude really changed in my home. Me and my husband were really butting heads, and me and my husband do not argue. I'm not an argumentative person. He's not. We're really, like, really goofy. We're silly, and we just love on each other, you know. But I was. The thing is, he was standing on his belief, and I was getting irritated when he would read scripture or pray. When he would tell the children to pray, I was getting irritated because that bothered me. I was like, why? You know, and I would read with them, but it meant nothing to me. There was one time that he was praising, and I looked at him like, what are you doing? I no longer had that connection and could feel the spirit. And I never want to go there again. I never want to feel that again. So at night, I've always been one to wake up in the middle of the night. Always, you know. I get up and I used to get up and pray and read scripture. Well, at this time, now that I'm in this newfound belief, you know, I get up and I would do a meditation. And I would start itching sometimes. Like, I would just be really itchy. I also, the spirit of lust really came over me, and I would want, like, I would have more sexual desire. Like, it was just really weird. Some of the things that was happening. Not that it was weird. I know what it was, but it wasn't me. And I would see like dark shadows. I've always seen dark shadows, but now I was thinking that those dark shadows were more, they weren't bad, that they were good. They were just there to protect me. So I'm in this, and I'm in it deep. I'm not wanting to listen to any songs that have to do with God, Yah, anything, Yahuwah, anything. I didn't want any of that. I didn't go and listen to like horrible music, because I was like, I just need songs about peace and manifestation and all of this good stuff. Now I'm like on this whole new level, right? So what do I do next? As I'm continuing watching my videos, different stories, like I said, I kept running across people that were talking about Jesus, and they were very fascinated, but they weren't so much talking about like Buddha or Krishna or any of these other deities or gods. And I'm like, they really put a big emphasis on Jesus. And I mean, to where like they're making long videos about it. So I started looking at it a little more, and the more I looked at it, the more I was like, okay, so Jesus is very important, even on this side of it. And I was like, there's something to that. And then I started doing like more and more healing work, right? I wasn't doing too much of the other modality that I had learned. Okay, quick thing about that. I practiced on one of my good friends whom I call a sister, and she was convicted after she did that session with me, and I didn't know it. She told my husband, and I was hurt by that. I was like, wow, like I was just trying to help you, and why didn't you tell me that you felt a certain type of way about it? You know, me and her talked about it, and she told her that the Most High told her never to do that again. Like I said, it takes you places where we are not supposed to go. Looking at our past families' lives, going into their actual body. Whew. It's witchcraft, it's divination, it's channeling. That's what it all falls under. And I was doing this, knowing not knowing that that's what that really was. I thought it was like, well, we're spiritual and we can tap into the spiritual realm, right? Wrong. And I'm so glad that I have since denounced and renounced all of those things that I came into agreement with that were against the Most High, that were against His will. I have repented and completely turned away from that. I have burned books. I have tore up papers, deleted all videos or posts that I made. Because when I was finally, when the scales finally were removed from my eyes and I came back to myself and I looked and I saw, I was ashamed. And that shame, it took me a while to even really tell people, but I said, you know what, this is a testimony and I have to go and help my brothers and sisters because somebody else might be going through this very thing. So, again, really what it was that brought me back was, you know, the prayers of my husband, prayers of my sister and her husband. I believe even the prayers, the Most High is honoring the prayers from my grandmothers and mother, you know, for what they prayed over me. And they did train me up in this word. So it has not departed from me, even when I was a little iffy or shaky about it. So then I said, well, let me find some books. I was reading not the Gnosticism books or esoteric books. Let me find books that help with healing and trauma and things like that. So I went from looking at people that didn't believe to people that did believe and how they heal trauma. And I had a couple of books that has really helped me, like Dr. Anita Phillips, The Garden Within. This is a really good book. It talks about how our emotions are important to know how they affect us, and that, you know, certain seeds are planted within us, and our body is really, you know, our heart is really the soil, and what you put in your heart really can affect the way that you view the Father. And I know that I was viewing the Father from soil that was dry, soil that hadn't been tended to. My garden I was not doing what it takes to tend to my garden, and my past choked the word. It choked my belief, and my foundation was shook. Like I said, I had cracks in my foundation. So another book that's really good, that from a believer, is called Why Am I Like This by Kobe Campbell. So I just wanted to reference some of these books real quick. And another book that I'm reading that's really good is The Second Coming of the New Age. That is by Stephen Bancars and Josh Peck. They are former New Agers that are believers now. So that was really quick. I'm actually starting a podcast called Forget About Yourself. And it's not saying that don't take care of yourself, because you always need self-care. But basically saying some of the things that you go through in your life is a testimony for others. Trying to see what else do I want to share quickly. I'm in a better place. I like I said, I've repented. I have a new thirst and a new zeal for the word, for the scriptures of the Most High Yah. I have a new found respect for the Messiah. I'm so glad that the Most High sent the word in flesh and removed the veil. We no longer have to have priests to take, a lamb. We don't have to do any of that, because that's what the Messiah did for us. And I'm relearning about the Messiah, and it's a blessing. Yahusha HaMashiac in Hebrew is, like some may call him Jesus, the Messiah, the Christ. I am excited. I am on fire about sharing, the good news, the gospel. So right now, as far as where I'm at in like faith and belief, I am a believer of the Messiah, that the Most High sent him. I am a follower of the way. I do believe that my people, we do originate from Israelites, and we did some horrible things, and the reason why we're in the state that we're in right now. But I just call myself a believer of the way of the Messiah, and I just hope that this testimony helps someone else see how easy it is to get off track and not realize it. Stand firm in your beliefs. Be bold in the Father. Boast in the Most High. He is awesome. He is merciful. His grace is sufficient. Even in the pain that I've had, a quick thing, I started getting attacked. Those spirit guides and things that I was saying, they came to me in a different form. I saw them for what they really are, demonic. In the last few weeks, I've started having like these sores, kind of, not like boils or anything, but like little itchy blotchy spots all over my body that I've never had before. Remember I told you I started itching at night? That started happening more and more. Itching at night. I started like kind of seeing something and hearing some things, and I know that it's spiritual, and I know that there are attacks, and I bind and rebuke, in the name of Yahusha HaMashiac. I'm not afraid of any of it, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to the Father. I'm sticking to the Messiah. I'm not going anywhere, and I want to help others. So look out for my podcast. I already have a few guests. My husband will be my first guest, so that he can tell you his side of the story and what he saw in myself, and that's it. So may the Most High bless you and keep you all. May His favor be upon you. Believe in Him. Believe in His Son. Don't fall for the tricks and the wiles of the enemy. The enemy is very tricky and deceitful. Y'all remember Wile E. Coyote from Looney Tunes? Wiles, right? Wiley, the wiles, the trick of the enemy, the trickster. That's what Wile E. Coyote did. He would always trick, I think it was Elmer Fudd or whoever. That's what the enemy likes to do. He likes to take and distort things. Wanted me to do mindfulness. Wanted to empty my mind so that he could enter my mind. There are plenty of stories of people that did mindfulness and meditation that started getting demonically attacked, that had demonic attacks. There are plenty of people that said they thought they had alien contact, and then come to find out it was demons, because they started speaking the word, they started speaking the name of the Messiah, and they left, and those attacks stopped. So that's all I have for now. That's all I can do for now. I have kiddos that need me, and hopefully this video will be uploaded and shared, and I will be sharing a scripture at the end of this video. Be blessed. Shalom. Bye.
As it is written, come unto me, all ye that's burdened and heavy laden, rest in me. I'm resting in you. I'm seeking the truth.